Hello again. Think I'll round out this weird little theme video thing I'm doing, VCR-uary. I think I'm going to round it off with a beta VCR. So this is a super beta, but not super beta hi-fi VCR, the SL-700. I don't know much about this. I believe it's the same chassis as my 860D, or the same mechanism, the 711B3, which is the last mechanism revision that Sony made. So, I mean, if it is, I've been very happy with that mech. So, let's power it on. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. No SDK troubles. So, it did come with a remote. Well, the guy had a remote that he gave me. This is obviously not the right one. This is a programmable universal remote. It's actually a learning remote. You can do 3 VTR codes plus mini disc player, video and cable for I guess TV cable box. It even has a little learning switch down there. From the looks of it, these blue ones, programmable area, see it there? You can program these buttons with whatever codes you want. That's kind of cool. I mean, this looks like it's early 90s, so it's pretty early for learning remotes. Little instructions on there. I do have what I believe to be the correct remote. This is for my SL-HFR-70, which is a hi-fi ready VCR from around the same era. And that one, similar idea, super beta, no hi-fi, but it's got a little plug on the back where you can attach the hi-fi decoder. So the remote is a fairly simple remote. You have preset channels. Of course, it doesn't have batteries in it, and no direct tune channels, so that's why it looks so simple. But yeah, I think this should be it. This is the RMT 131. I don't know if it's 131 or 135 or 6, I think. But I think that one's a simpler one that doesn't have the slow motion features on it. And this does have a slow motion control, so we'll find out. Meantime, let's pop the cover off and just see what it looks like. You can sort of see where there was a sticker on top here, probably boasting the features that sat here for years, and it's sort of discolored the paint a little bit. All looks good. It's got the single-toothed belt here. This is that mechanism that uses this belt for multiple different functions. This looks like a B2. B3 has a separate motor for the loading, and I don't think it's got this toothed belt, which is good in a way because that little gear with the separate front cassette or front carriage loading motor that would slip and I'd have to 3D print one, that's not present on here. So that could be a good thing. Let's pop a tape in, see what it does. Just dirty switches? It seems a little hesitant doing things. Let's try eject. Very odd. Fast forward. Rewind. Looking good so far. Let's see if we get a picture out of it. Of course. Is that a couch?
It will be your choice from now on.
This Easter, the New Lights Congregation
Works quite well. Rewind scan. Looking good. Pause and frame advance. And there's... Oh, what? Pause. This should just do it once. Oh, because I hit it a bunch of times. Oh, that's weird. Anyway, I think slow motion, you just tap it. Yeah. And then I can speed it up. Speed it up even more. Man, it really sounds clunky when it does that. I can slow it all the way down. Now this has digital tracking or electronic, digital button tracking, but it appears to be for the slow as well. So in theory, I should just be able to adjust it and get a nearly clear image. Yeah, cool. Speed it up. Nicely done, Beta. And play again. Okay.
For other people.
Oh, that's interesting.
And that indicates that she has certain powers of concentration that many people...
It's doing some weird things. When I hit play, it was like it was playing at ×2. I don't see a ×2 button here, and I haven't been able to get it to do it again now. So play.
And that is that she can use concentration.
If I go slow motion and then hit play.
And perhaps to influence...
Pause. Yeah, see there it was just tapping frame advance, and now it's in slow motion.
Now that she will use some of that.
How come it won't do it on the camera? Slow motion. Play.
As opposed to...
Pause. Well, I swear it was doing it. This could just be... I don't want to say waking up. It's digital logic. There shouldn't be any soft spots there. But overall, mechanically, it's working just great.
In any way that is harmful to her.
Let me try rewinding this tape all the way. Actually, that was a beta 3 recording. Let's try a beta 2 recording. I'm going to play a dangerous game with this. Check that out. Ghostbusters from 1985. I think this is from around like 86, 87. This is one of those early commercial movie releases where they had the sleeve like a box, like it closed on both sides. Very annoying. I'm glad they went away with that to just like a slip cover, like the blanks did. And weirdly enough, the label is actually intact. These old beta labels all would fall off. Looks clean. That's just scratches and dirt on the outside. Okay. Yes. And then... okay, maybe there are some dirty switches in there. Hour. Very odd. A lot of weird Syscon stuff going on right now. God, why does that sound like... that sounds like ass. Is that the stability of the capstan on here? me fast forward to something with some music. Oh yeah, it's a dirty switch there. Ew. Is my copy just bad? Let me grab a known good Beta 2 movie. Oh, jeez. That is the worst pause I've ever seen. Oh, wait, what? Okay. Yeah, okay, so I paused and it is completely just like lost its mind. Now keep in mind, both fields appear to be showing up here. There's no noise coming and going. Now when I hit play, yeah, okay, that's wild. Got some interesting electronic gremlins here. The stability on this one sounds fine, although the audio is very muffled. Beta 2, this should sound just amazing, and it does not. But, yeah, it could just be this. These tapes, as cool as they are and cool looking, they sat for years, these early movie releases, and they get sticky and they're hard to play. I might just fast forward and rewind this to loosen it up. Maybe that might help. Who knows? But yeah, it appears to be playing this one just fine, other than the horrendous pause. Now, can I adjust the tracking? No, it's like one field is just a complete mess. It's like one field is not being passed through. But when I hit play, it's fine. And Q, perfectly fine. Rewind, scan, or review, delightful. It's just pause is garbage. Well, I'm gonna pop the tape out and I'm gonna see if there's any of those little sensor switches that I can put some contact cleaner on. It's a shame with designs like this, if you ignore how filthy this power supply is, they put this big STK regulator. Now I'm putting my hand on here and I can just feel the heat coming off of it, just radiating like a heater. And there's these capacitors above it, rated for 85 degrees Celsius, not even 105.
Loretta Roberts.
Well, that seems to be a lot louder now that I cleaned the ace head. However, my pause has devolved even in Beta 3 now.
Famed far beyond the boundaries of her parish. The first recorded not.
What is going on? Oh, hey, you know what? This is a bad or dirty head, because this is what Sony called a DA+1. And they did that on the machines that had the special effects like slow motion. So it's basically the equivalent of a 3-head VHS machine, where you have your 2 regular playheads, and then you have an additional head in a dual azimuth configuration for the specialty stuff. And that head doesn't always get called, but sometimes it does. And if the special head is bad, see, you can tell it's hunting and it's looking to see which one to use. And it's landing on the special effects head. Okay, let me try cleaning it. There we go. Now it's working.
The New Light Baptist.
Yeah, so it was just a clogged head. But it was throwing me off because I was thinking 2-head, forgetting that, you know, these beta machines use that wacky 3-head configuration. It makes sense. 4-head wasn't quite as necessary because they used the 2 speeds, Beta 3 and Beta 2, which were close enough together you can get away with just 2 heads for most playback, right? There were 4-head models. The SL-900, I believe, is a 4-head model, which I do have. I think the 1000. It wasn't very common, because like this was just fine for what you needed. Let me grab that Beta 2 tape again and see if I can get a clean pause. Perfect. And it's much louder now that I cleaned that head. Like, just crazy loud.
All right.
The problem appears to have solved itself. That sounds... The audio is still a little muffled. It could be that the ace head is just worn out. I don't know the hours on this machine, but the audio stability, let me turn this up, probably only get a second or so of it, but it no longer does that wobbly thing.
I'm going to turn over the next car. Concentrate.
Sounds good to me. I like playing with these beta machines because then I get to grab all these old tapes. A childhood classic, except instead of the VHS copy, I'll try the beta copy. And it's on one of these TDK style tapes that has the dual window. This actually feels cool. Man, it is freaking cold out right now. Even just being stored in my house, it feels a few degrees cooler from the air because everything is cold when it's minus 30 out. The picture is fantastic now. Oh, picture's perfect. Perfect on every mode. Yeah. Let's try the special effects on here now. Pause. I can do single frame advance. Oh, it always does it when I'm not showing the camera. You press frame advance and it goes into slow motion mode. And now it doesn't do it again. You making a liar out of me. Let's go into slow motion. Not the happiest. Can I adjust the tracking? Oh, I can. Okay, that brings that up. If I go the other way, then I start to get this big swipe here. So the cleanest tracking for slow motion is probably right there. It's about the best you're going to get on Beta 2. Still not bad. Huh. Actually, this is a tape guide alignment problem, because that wasn't going away with the tracking control. So if there's an alignment issue in here, that would definitely cause audio problems if it's not lined up. But why would it be out of alignment? I don't think I've ever really seen these go out of alignment. Well, that would definitely make it a little wobbly. Yeah, that's probably what was causing it. This tension arm is oscillating. Yeah, that's probably what was doing it on Ghostbusters too. So what would cause this arm to bounce? It could just be that the tape is really sticky because this tape is old as hell. I went to take the front cover off because that dim VFD was bugging me. I was going to see if I can... Oh yeah, classic. I guess it's had a bit of a moist storage. Probably in the basement or something. Just along the bottom here. And then there's some rust staining down there. Kind of gross. There's one of those little carpet beetle carcasses. I guess that's what those are. Just started dangling there. You know, just fun basement stuff. Clock is still dim. That's just kind of how this particular display on these Sonys was. It's got this filter that turns that sort of bluish green VFD into like a gray, but you lose a lot of light doing that. And you know, these weren't very bright to begin with, but now that it's old and I'm sure it's been sitting on a lot, it's just you know, it's dim. All right, popped some batteries in this first remote. I seem to remember this remote not working on the 70, but and it wasn't working for me just now, but I scraped the contacts a little bit more because this had a leaky battery inside and that seemed to do it. So now fast forward, rewind, and and play. Do pause, and I'll do a frame advance. Good. And then there's times 1/10 and times 1/5. That's times 1/10 and times 1/5. These are the slow motion buttons. And I can go back to pause. Perfect. Stop. Yeah, looking good. The one thing that doesn't seem to work is channel up and down. Now, I don't know if it's a problem with this remote, like the buttons are just so worn or dirty. I can take this apart and see. Everything else seems to work fine. Power. And channel up at least works on here. I just realized I put this front back on, but I wanted to clean the switches because channel down doesn't work. Wow, was that ever dirty. The way I've had success with these switches is, and this works best if they're facing up, but I just did it on the side here, is I spray right at the front, right in between this plastic piece and the metal, and then a little bit on top, and then just go ham, and it usually works its way in to clean the contacts that are at the back. And if we see now, where are we? It works with just a light touch. But I had to hammer on this thing for like 10 seconds for it to even do anything. It was completely pooched. So I'm going to run through all the controls, including, yeah, frame advance, everything like that. I think that was probably what was causing that weird slow motion issue. Frame? The fuck is frame? Oh, much better. So I cleaned all the switches. They all seem to be working nicely now. Probably just got dirty from sitting in this presumably basement with that moisture there for however many years. Remote still doesn't seem to do it. I can't tell if it's different codes or not. That's working. It's working. Yeah. Oh, no, it is. It's just really gummed up. Okay, I'm talking out my ass. I just gotta take this apart and clean it. Let's try out the 4 battery behemoth. Where do I even start? So, I guess I've got to flip this top up for everything. And this is the VCR control. Oh, there we go. It just works. Now this VCR doesn't support the multiple VCR codes, so it's going to be on VTR1. Alright, nothing I can do about that. Otherwise it works. Not sure why it wouldn't. Pause. I don't have any special effects, controls, or anything. Yeah, actually it's very, very basic for VCR controls. Well, I don't know. It seems to be working just fine now. This isn't going to be like a total overhaul like you see on some videos where people fix these up tip-top. This is more just a fun play around, which is what I usually do. And so far what I've done is I've cleaned the front switches, cleaned the front panel, cleaned the heads, doused some contact cleaner on those leaf switches, which may or may not have done anything. I think there might be sealed and you have to get them from the bottom side, but it no longer seems to be acting up. And yeah, that's really it. Why don't we go out trying some super beta recording? I don't think I've ever actually done a test comparison of super beta and regular beta recording. So let's put in one of those fancy tapes. I wonder what's actually on this tape right now.
But they're partners in crime.
They're driving a big old red Cadillac convertible.
Are hot on their trail.
What do you say we get out of here?
Yeah, that's what I'm all about.
In love.
I'm not expecting anything.
Good old, this is Super Channel, yeah. Get your home movie library recorded off of the pay TV channels. Okay, so I'm going to record this test pattern that I've been using lately because it's been pretty useful. And I'm going to record it in beta 2 and beta 3 with super beta on and off. Okay, first off, wow, Super Beta does actually make quite a bit of difference. That looked quite good. You could really see the difference in the clarity. The second thing I want to say is, oh my god, that horizontal wobble. What you're looking at is a direct feed to just a older Hopog capture card sitting in my computer. It's convenience. The computer is right over there, so I can just run it directly there, not haul into the other room. But that wobble you're seeing is, let me hit play. That wobble that you're seeing is that. It's the tension arm. It's wibble wobbling. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea how to do this stuff on beta. I don't have the right tools or anything to know if maybe this isn't set correctly, or if maybe there's another issue like the polished head drum that some of the older models had. Or maybe it's just these tapes are old. I actually thought it might have been this tape that was the problem, so I went and grabbed a different one, and they're both doing it. So it's the machine itself.
I didn't know we could do that.
Tuner works fine. Looks like at least the VHF channels are all tuned in. Now, I have no idea how this tuner actually works. I assumed it was actually fully channelized with the add erase buttons. But then you've got this set button. It says high and then has the ticks. So these are still presets. Like if I go up here to channel, say, 26 and hit set, that's in VHF high. And if I go all the way up here to like 63, that's UHF and might actually be 63. Maybe the cable band? I think you tune in through the cable band here. How the heck? I think when I looked this up, it said it was a 148 channel tuner. So if you subtract 69 channels from 148 that gives you an additional 80, 70 some odd that go on top of the 12. Okay, I think I figured it out. I want to set this to be channel 62. What I do is I hit set, and then I can adjust what it displays, and then I can use the tuning controls here to find the station that I want, which is probably going to be difficult because I'm using an LCD TV and it probably blanks out any bad signal. All right, this is a pain in the butt. I got a channel, I think that's like 22 or something. So I'm just gonna, oops, make this say 22, even though it's in the middle of other presets. Set. What? Oh, it won't let me set it to 22 because there's already a 22. Okay. Yeah, I don't care anymore.
All right, here's the 411, folks. Say some gangsta is dissing your fly girl. You just give him one of these. Ooh, hey, ah, ooh.
As you can see from that test recording I did off the tuner, it looks pretty good. I would say it's a little over sharpened on the recording, but there doesn't seem to be any loss of detail. The tuner's kind of soft to begin with, and there is a sharpness control that you could go and adjust if it was too sharp for your liking. I have it in the center, but yeah, it did seem a little over sharpened. And on beta 2, the wobble of this tension arm isn't too bad. Well, maybe it is still an issue with some of these tapes. Maybe they could be sticky, or maybe they're sticking to the head drum and kind of starting to oscillate a little bit. I did do the thing that you shouldn't do, and I tried adjusting the back tension. See, I broke the little glue there. So the way this works is there's a spring, and you can adjust it up and down to adjust the back tension between this arm and the little band there, the little felt pad that goes over the reel. So just out of curiosity, I cranked it to max, and I also lowered it to near the lowest setting. And in both instances, it wobbled. When I had it increased quite a bit, the wobble was less pronounced, but it was still occurring. So this bouncing is a symptom of some other issue. And on that note, I think I'm going to end it. If anyone knows what could be causing this, I did actually take all these pieces off and fully clean the outer bit of this head drum here with alcohol. If there was any bits of tape that stuck to it, which there was some, that seems to have helped a little bit, but it's still there. It's still doing it. I think I'll end this video with some Super Beta recordings played with the Super Beta switch off.